I was really curious, like, is there going to be debate here? Like, are we going to disagree? Our lists weren't that off. Like, I was a little worried. And once you just spoke, I don't know if you could see me getting visually very excited because I was like, oh, this is great. It's going to be a great debate. Okay, so Star Wars for me, my dad was like a huge fanatic. And when we were too young to appreciate the first three that were ever made. So four, five, six. We were too young to appreciate it. He made us watch them in a hysterical way. I can't even remember how old we were. We were definitely too young to appreciate it appropriately. And he sat us down, he had us watch the episode, and then he had us watch the director's commentary about the episode.
You
And
guys
so
had to
how
have
long
been
was that?
bored to death.
And we were way too young, but the experience and like seeing how much my dad loved it and how important it was for it, like he set the stage. Like this was an important night. We all needed to pay attention. So like I remember, and I have so much emotional connection to that whole thing, even though I also remember being annoyed, but we didn't leave. Like I definitely remember watching the whole thing and not falling asleep. And it was probably 6 hours
Do you
with the
remember, was
whole
this in preparation for episodes one, two, and three? Like, okay, my girls are going to be
before
eight,
that.
9, 10, 11 years old. So that
It
episode
was
one was what,
before.
99?
Yeah, so before that, so we were probably like 4 or 5 when we started watching it with him for the first time. It was before that we knew there was a one, two, three coming, and he made us watch them, and he made us watch each episode a week apart because he waited, was it a year or 3 years in between the first releases? Do you remember?
The first release is like for A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the
Yeah.
Jedi.
Yeah.
So that was 79, 81, and 83.
Okay,
So
so
2 years.
yes, so he made us wait a week, and then the whole week he was like, I had to wait 2 years to see what happened between these movies. And we're like, we don't care that much, but fine, you're making us wait a week. Because he was trying to really like simulate this like groundbreaking thing for him as a child or as a teenager for us to then experience. Then after that, we rewatched them all three again before one, two, and three came out and got to see those in the theaters. So I will say I struggled deeply, and with how I ranked one, I struggled deeply because it was the first time I got to see them in the theaters. And I understand, but like ranking the original saga for me, and you know this, I was chatting you this because I was like, don't make me rank them because it's hard. There's like a nostalgia that comes. And honestly, with where I placed one, I think is largely based on what I know from other people talking about it. That was the first Star Wars I got to see in theaters with my dad after he tried to brainwash us about these being important.
Okay,
And
so
so I have this emotional connection with that movie, even though I know it's not the best.